thought that a simple live broadcast could become a global conversation in a matter of minutes. The internet was again in uproar after one of BTS members, Kim Taehyung, or better known as V, appeared on a live broadcast of his military friend. This unexpected event immediately became the spotlight of the army around the world. However, it was not only her appearance that surprised, but what she did in the video that left fans shocked, emotional, and even led to wild speculation. Is this a sign of BTS's return sooner than expected? Why does Taehyung look so different in that broadcast? And most horribly, was there a hidden message he wanted to convey to the army? These questions flooded social media, creating various speculations and conspiracy theories. Not a few people feel emotional seeing Taehyung in such conditions. In the live broadcast, at first everything seemed normal. Taehyung's unit mates are having a casual conversation, sharing their experiences of military life. However, in just a matter of seconds, the camera moves slightly and displays a figure that is very familiar to millions of people in the world. Yes, it was Kim Taehyung, who appeared to be doing exercises in the back. The army's reaction was immediate. Taehyung-related hashtags instantly became trending on various platforms. The fans, who initially only watched the broadcast out of curiosity, suddenly hysterics when they see the figure of Taehyung in his military uniform. Not a few feel moved to see their idols adapt to an environment that is completely different from their glamorous life as a superstar. However, the most surprising thing is not only its presence. Taehyung seems to take physical exercise very seriously. With a focused face, she showed her incredible physical endurance, something that was rarely seen when she was still active as an idol. In fact, some fans call it looks more manly and more masculine than before. The initially casual live broadcast turned into a huge explosion on social media within seconds after Army realized Taehyung was on board. His unit mate, who was speaking in front of the camera, seemed unaware that he had accidentally featured one of the world's biggest stars in the background. First, Taehyung is seen doing physical exercises with several other soldiers. He seemed focused, indifferent to the ongoing broadcast. However, moments later, without realizing it, the camera captured his face more clearly, and that was the point at which the army around the world started screaming. Comments immediately flooded the broadcast. Soldiers from different countries began to write in different languages, trying to ascertain whether what they saw was really Taehyung or just someone who looked like him. The next few seconds, all doubts vanished as the figure turned around and his face was fully visible. Many fans immediately noticed that Taehyung looked more masculine than before. His hair was shorter, his body looked fuller and muscular due to rigorous military training. The elegant aura that used to be seen when he was on stage has now changed to be more resilient and assertive. However, the one thing that didn't change was the look in his eyes, a distinctive look that always made Army feel close to him. The most shocking moment was when Taehyung finally realized the camera was recording first. He didn't seem to realize that he was the center of attention. However, after a few seconds, another soldier appeared to inform him of the live broadcast in progress. Taehyung's reaction was unexpected. Instead of immediately dodging or panicking, he just smiled a little, as if realizing that millions of army eyes were staring at him through their phone screens. He even raised his eyebrows a bit and gave his trademark expression that he often showed fans in various BTS shows before. However, within seconds, Taehyung seemed to be back in serious mode. He then walks away from the camera, refocusing on his training. Even though it was only a few seconds, that moment was enough to make the army around the world feel satisfied and miss it even more. But is that little smile just a coincidence? Or is it Taehyung's subtle way of greeting his fans? Many tried to analyze Taehyung's expressions and body language in the broadcast. Some fans even claimed that he had time to look at the camera with a small smile, as if knowing that Army was watching him. Some also noticed that Taehyung had made typical gestures that he often used when communicating with his fans in the past. Is this just a coincidence, or is it really a secret message? Obviously, after this appearance, speculation about the possibility of BTS making a comeback sooner than scheduled is increasingly discussed. Is it possible that Taehyung and the other BTS members have plans that have not been revealed to the public? Some of the army believe that Taehyung's appearance in this broadcast is not just a coincidence. They are convinced that Taehyung deliberately gave this secret code to his fans. Some fans claim that his facial expression when aware of the camera is a form of nonverbal communication. Over the years, BTS has been known to have a unique way of communicating with the army, even in situations where they can't speak directly. Does he really realize that we are watching? That smile feels like a small greeting to all of us. One fan wrote on Twitter, "Taehyung wouldn't do anything by chance. If he smiles at the camera, it means that he wants us to know that he is doing well," said another Daein edition. Some army even tried to analyze his posture and body language in the broadcast, trying to find hidden clues that he might have deliberately left behind. However, is this really a secret code, or is it just fan speculation? Interestingly, the Friends of Taehyung's unit did not seem to care much about his appearance in the broadcast. Most of them seemed to focus on the broadcast without realizing the huge impact that is happening out there. However, after a while, some were seen realizing that the comments in the live broadcast began to be filled with the names V and Taehyung. One of them even had a chuckle after reading the comments mentioning how surprised the fans were to see Taehyung in a military uniform. I don't think his friends thought that they had just shocked the world with this broadcast, one army member said on social media. However, after realizing that this broadcast had attracted too much attention, they seemed more cautious in speaking. Shortly after, the live broadcast ended. After this video went viral, many began to wonder if Taehyung's appearance in this live broadcast would have certain consequences. Rules in the South Korean military are quite strict when it comes to privacy and the use of social media. Soldiers are generally prohibited from being active on social media during their conscription period, except in certain situations for which permission has been obtained. Until now, there has been no official statement from the military regarding this incident. However, if it is proven that Taehyung's appearance on the broadcast was accidental, there will most likely be no serious sanctions. On the other hand, there is also the possibility that after this incident, the military will implement stricter rules regarding live broadcasts to prevent similar incidents from happening again in the future. However, for the army, the most important thing is that they have seen Taehyung in good condition. It was enough to treat their longing, at least for a while. The furor that ensued after the live broadcast didn't just stop at ARMY's emotional reactions around the world. After this video went viral, various speculations and consequences began to be discussed, both among fans and the South Korean media. Will this affect his military service? How will the military respond to this incident? And more surprisingly, is there any chance of BTS returning sooner than expected? In just a few hours after the live broadcast ended, many fans who tried to research the video found that the recording of the broadcast had already been removed from the platform where it was first aired. This further reinforces allegations that the military has taken steps to control the spread of the video. Some sources in the South Korean military community said this was not something to be expected. As an active soldier, appearing on live broadcasts without official permission can have consequences, especially if it is considered a violation of security or privacy protocols. However, given Taehyung's overwhelming popularity, the military apparently chose to handle the situation with caution. So far, there has been no official statement stating that he will receive a punishment or sanction for this incident. However, some sources suggest that the rules regarding the use of social media in the military environment may be further tightened after this incident. I hope Taehyung doesn't get in trouble because of this. He didn't show up on purpose, but we're all so happy to see him, one fan wrote on social media. However, there are also those who question whether this incident was really an accident. Not only the army reacted to this incident, but the South Korean media also immediately caught this moment as the main news. Many major news outlets began to highlight how in just a few seconds, Taehyung managed to become a global trending topic and return to the conversation around the world. Some journalists even cited this incident as an example of how much influence BTS has, even when they are not active in the entertainment industry. One unexpected turn, and the world is back to talking about BTS. This is proof that they are not just an ordinary idol group. They are a global phenomenon that cannot be stopped, one Korean media outlet wrote.